Hey everybody, it's Your Music Sucks. I'm Brian Beaudoin, that's Craig Gass, and his music sucks, and my music sucks, and your music sucks. Welcome to the show.
That's Brian. I'm Craig. His music sucks.
Hi, Craig. Welcome everybody to Your Music Sucks. I'm Brian Beaudoin, that's Craig Gass. We are best of friends, and we see the same viewpoints on a lot of things, except for music. I think Craig's music sucks, and he thinks my music sucks. I like jam bands and hip hop, and Craig likes rock and roll shit.
And heavy,
and heavy metal.
Yeah, we love each other. We just never talk about this obvious problem.
Yeah, it's a situation.
How's life been treating you over there?
Life's been grand. It's been good. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, taking it as it goes, you know?
Well, I know about some lows. I know you lost somebody who was close to you.
I did, yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, I'm fine. Things are great.
I saw a thing for a friend of mine who, it was so crazy. I introduced you to him right before he died. I introduced you to Brody Stevens, and I gave you the whole backstory to him. And you were like, oh, okay, cool. Brian and I, we were performing in West Palm, right?
It was West Palm. It was me and you. We had the late show, and and David Spade and Brody had the early show. And I want to let you know that I have the picture of that, and it's very special to me. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's the one that I use for my Tinder. It's my Tinder picture. I use the picture of me, you, David Spade, and Brody. That's my Tinder picture, and I still don't get matches, man. I got David motherfucking Spade. No offense, but I got David Spade as my Tinder picture,
and a dead guy in your Tinder photo.
Yeah, man. I got nothing. And the guy that ate Miranda's pussy on Sex and the City. Like, if that ain't a slam dunk for fucking matches, I don't know what the fuck is. But I sit there and I'll right swipe the fuck out of every talent I'm in and get fucking nothing.
I remember, I don't know what town we were in. Me and Brian were somewhere, and Brian pulled up Tinder, and I don't know if you were in the passenger seat or if I was just looking over your shoulder and you're kind of explaining to me Tinder, and I know that you swipe one way to not like somebody and the other way to like them, and you just started going
like a madman.
Come on, bitches, come on! Daddy needs some vagina. Come on.
That's
Dude,
right.
That was hilarious. Well, so Brody and I started together almost around the same time at a club in Seattle called the Comedy Underground, which is apparently closed for good now, 28 years later. And I started in the summer of 93. Brody showed up in February of 94. Brody actually ended up taking his own life 25 years to the day that he signed up for his first open mic. But he was beloved, and they did a memorial. They did a special day for him where the mayor of I don't know which town in the valley declared August 18th, 818, Brody Stevens Day in the valley, which Brody was always talking about living in the valley and being 818 for life. And I was really...
That's good. That's great.
Yeah, man, I was really happy to hear about that. And I thought it was a nice thing. They had already made a bench that they dedicated to Brody. It's got his name on it in memory of Brody Stevens at some park in the valley. I wish I knew all the details. I want to say it was in Reseda. And that's where they also made the declaration of 818 the day being Brody's day. And I missed the guy. And we had a very interesting relationship where we started out together and then we hated each other for a few years. And he actually went up to me after a set one night and he tried to punch me in the face as I was walking off stage. And the crowd grabbed him and it's an amazing story. I'll tell the story sometime, but that's the short version of the story because we got to jump into, we're going to pull the curtain back a little bit. Brian and I are taping 2 episodes right now, so we're gonna be wearing the same outfits for 2 episodes. Although it'd be funny if we changed clothes for the episodes. But
I was gonna ask if we were gonna do that. Continuity.
Do you want to do 2 different outfits and then
no.
still tell? All right, so we agreed that we're going to do 2 episodes today, and one episode is going to be a song. We sent each other 2 songs. One of the songs we're like, all right, one of the songs is going to be a song that we know is going to irritate the other person.
Yeah.
And then we got to figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
Right? And then figure out. So I want to do the song that irritates you because, and this is going to be amazing, I knew which one it was before I played a fucking note.
I knew you did. I knew it.
Before I played a fucking note, I looked at this Phish song. It was 11 and a half minutes long. And I was like, fuck you and fuck Phish.
But wait, can I please tell the backstory of why I sent you Lizards for a second? Because I was going to send you a song called Fluffhead. But Fluffhead is a long song, and I'm like, Craig, you really got to prepare yourself for Fluffhead. And you said, send me Fluffhead. And then we decided, let's do songs that will annoy somebody else, annoy the other person. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put Fluffhead on the back burner. The Lizards is going to fucking piss Craig off. This is going to be a great episode. And oh boy, I can't wait. So that's why I sent you Lizard.
We're going to start with Lizards. And on the back end of that, I'm very curious to see if you picked up on. I realized when I sent you a song that I thought this is going to irritate Brian, there was a part of me that thought, you know what? This could be one of Brian's favorite songs. It could go either way. And I want to see if you know which one I'm talking about. But I'm going to leave that there and start with this Phish song. So you got me on the right day too, dude. You got me on the right day. There's something about timing.
Day.
There's a musician friend of mine named Mike Inez. He plays bass in the band Alice in Chains. Mike Inez is always sending me horrible porn.
Okay.
it's just horrible videos, and where like every time I open up, I go, what the, like I remember on my birthday, you didn't get to join us this time in Hawaii, but you're going to be with us next year in Hawaii. But on my birthday this year, I always end up performing on the islands in Hawaii for like a week or 2 around my birthday. And on my birthday, I got a video sent to me from Mike Inez, and I was like, oh, jeez. And Jason was with me, Jason Stewart, the comedian. Jason goes, what's wrong? I go, oh, it's Mike Inez just sent me a video. And he goes, what's wrong with the video? I go, I can say whatever it's going to be off. I'm not going to look at it. He goes, what do you mean you're not going to look at it? I go, every time he sends me something, it's fucking you want to watch it? I'll press play. And he goes, sure. So I press play. And I wish I could attach it to this, but we would not only get shut down, we would have the Fed coming to our houses if I played this.
Yeah.
But I can describe it to you. I push play. Jason and I are looking, and it's like, is that a penis with a cigarette inside of it? And the cigarette is just burning. It's just
like it's like in the tip. Like it's inserted.
It's in the tip of the penis, and then a guy pulls the cigarette out, pauses, and the fucking penis blows out smoke.
Really?
And it says "Happy Birthday," yeah. And
what? The smoke or just the text attached to the video?
Oh, the text attached to the video.
Okay, I thought it was a talented penis. I thought it was like the caterpillar from fucking Alice in Wonderland.
No, like that would be amazing.
Who are you?
But
who?
That would be amazing.
What?
But I want to tell you something about your timing. Mike Inez once, and I still reference this moment years and years and years. It must have been like 10 years ago. I'm getting on a flight, and Mike Inez's timing was perfect for what he sent me. I'm getting on a flight, and I got an upgrade, not because I paid for first class, but because I fly so much that I get free upgrades. And so I got a free upgrade. And I'm always conscious when I get upgrade because people always look at me when I'm in first class like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I'm always wearing like a Seahawks jersey. It's got stains on it, and like, I look like I don't belong there. So I come a flight. I'm already self-conscious. There's only 10 of us on the plane, and I'm putting my stuff in the overhead, and I look over and I go, excuse me, sir. I see my phone buzzes. I look, it's Mike Inez, and I'm like, oh shit, Mike sent me a video. Cool. And I get rid of my luggage. I sit down in my seat. Everybody's quiet. It's just 10 of us on the plane. Everybody's starting to sit down in first class. And I push play on the video. It's two guys violently fucking each other. Just violently fucking each other. And I watch it for a couple of seconds before the voiceover kicks in and goes, hey, this guy's watching gay porn. And I was like, oh. Everybody turned around and I was like, oh shit, sorry. Like, yeah, dude, the timing was perfect. Same thing with what you did to me today. I have not had much sleep last night. I had really bad insomnia. I'm really tired. And it's the only thing I tell new people who come into my life, like, hey, the only thing that is my weak point is when I'm tired, I get irritable. And this Phish song annoyed the fuck out of me. I mean, You could not have picked a better day to send me the worst, most irritating fucking song. I wrote down the title of the song as Phish, the fucking piece of shit lizard, is what I wrote. And I wrote I didn't even hear a fucking note of the song before I wrote that title. And I wrote 11 and a half minutes long, over 1,000 words to the lyrics, and it still takes 36 seconds before the lyrics start. 36 seconds. It's almost like you want to just fuck around and just make up shit. Like, it's just, fuck, this is gonna be a beating. And then got to a line that I'm familiar with as a Seahawks fan that I never. Is this the same song that they reference in the first 2 years of Russell Wilson's career, where they say Wilson?
Yeah, so the Lizards is part of Gamehenge, which is the story that the lead singer wrote about Prussia. And the Lizards are the people that live in Prussia. They live there, and they're a whole race of people, and they got wiped out by Wilson. Wilson's the heel of Gamehenge. He's the piece of shit. He's the bad guy. But yes, Wilson, the stadium would play the Phish song. They go, "Burn out, burn out," and everybody go, Wilson. Yep. That is a different song that I will send you for you to hate on another day. This is a song about the Lizards, which references Wilson, who wants to control the Helping Friendly book so that nobody can overthrow the government.
I cannot believe how much background there is to this band, Phish. And I think, as my friend, I think you should go easier on me than give me this fucking shit and give me an 11 and a half minute song. So this is what I wrote about the song. So 35 seconds before it actually starts, and they said Wilson, and I wrote, I get that reference, and I like that line only, is what I wrote.
It's a whole story about a knight taking the lead character.
The lyrics is almost like spoken word. Passing through the corridor, I came upon an aging knight who leaned against the wall in gnarly armor. He was on his way to see the king. Wilson, Wilson, Wilson. He led me through the streets of Prussia, talking as he tried to crush a bug that scurried underneath his boot heel. It's like there's so much detail. It's like being in a relationship with a girl comes home from work and you're like, so what happened? And then what? And then what? Okay.
Well, he's telling you a story. He's painting a picture.
But there's so many details. He said there's a place we should go. So he led me through the forest to the edge of a lagoon, which we wandered, and we reached a bubbly spring. The night grew very quiet as we stood there, and he lifted his visor, and he turned to me, and he began to sing. He's like, all right, well, this is a song that here's where the actual musicality is supposed to come in. I said I come from the land of darkness. I said I come from the land of doom. I said I come from the land of Gamehenge. From the land of the big baboon. And it was like, just fucking writing shit that has nothing to do with each other. But I'm never going back there, and I couldn't if I tried, because I came from the land of lizard. The lizards, they have died, and 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 the lizards, they have died. And I just started shaking my hand. Like, it goes on and on and on. At one point, it starts up with, his name was Rutherford the Brave, and he was on a quest to save the people from the fate that they lay before them. And you know what that reminded me of? You know when grandma tries to tell you a joke and doesn't make any sense, and then she backs up and goes, "Oh, there was a guy. Hold on, but I forgot. There was a guy named Rutherford the Brave. He was there too, and he was on a quest to save the people from the fate that lay." And it's like, wait, what? Like it doesn't make any sense, and she's just adding more shit. It still doesn't make any sense. I wrote, "This is so disconnected. It sounds like when your grandma's trying to tell you a joke that keeps going back to fill more details, and you realize the punchline is not going to be worth it." And then I wrote, "The last verse of this song sounds, if you gave a Gen Z gamer, like someone who has a Twitch channel, a pen and paper and said, hey, write a hit song, this is what the last part of the song would sound like." If you just gave like a gamer a pen and paper and say, hey, stop playing Zelda for a minute, can you write a song? They would write, "But Rutherford and Forbin weren't alone. Suddenly, an unexpected movement caught his eye. On the far side of the river, we saw a shaggy creature standing in the weeds and stared across at Forbin with an unrelenting gaze, a gigantic mass of muscles and claws." I mean, it's like, it doesn't make sense. I don't think it's supposed to make sense.
That's the Gila monster.
And in a flash, the beast is gone underneath the surface to the frosty depths below, while Forbin, bewildered, awaited alone. This is actually being sung in a song. The seconds dragged by him seemed like hours, just like the song, till finally the colonel felt it had all been a dream. Defeated, he bowed his. You know what? This should be read like the narrator of an old school cartoon, superhero cartoon. Suddenly, with a man, the creature emerged before him, and the brave knight's body to the sky, and the creature laid the knight upon the shore, and the colonel fell beside his friend in prayer, and Rutherford was alive. Brave Rutherford was alive. This song is a 1.
Man,
I
can't believe you gave it a 1 and not a 0.
You know what? It's a 1 because I love you, and I know that you're hitting me on a bad day where I'm tired, and I'm just like, I mean,
wait. So, but when the chorus kicked in, it goes, "When I come from the land of darkness, when I come from the land of doom." Did you bounce around at all? When I come from the land of demons, from the land of the big baboon, but I'm never ever going back there, and I couldn't if I tried. Nothing on that.
I think what we got to do is, this has to be a song that you make a note, come back to me in a couple years after, and make a note that I have to be fully rested, and say, Craig, you're not going to remember this, but a couple years ago, this annoyed the shit out of you.
All right. There it is. Wrote it down. Note.
All right. Play for me in a couple years after I'm well rested. You just got me on a day where I had really bad insomnia.
That's perfect, Craig. That's what I wanted, man. Everything. I think if that was the goal of today, I mean, I think I hit a grand fucking slam. I give myself a 5 on that.
All right, so we can tell Tom who's watching behind the scenes. This is going to be Phish against. Who do you think, between the two bands I sent you a Metallica song and a Pink Floyd song, which song do you think was the irritating song?
The Metallica song.
That's right.
The Metallica song.
That's right. It's a Metallica song.
The 9-minute Metallica song.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
You know what? I know that it's pretty long, but yes, it's a song called Orion.
Orion. So
Phish
what I did,
versus
yeah,
Metallica. Go
Phish
ahead.
versus Metallica. So what I did was, I'm like, you know what? Usually when Craig sends me a song, I listen to it, then I look at the lyrics. But I was sitting at my computer. I'm like, let me Google the lyrics to Metallica Orion, and I did that a couple fucking times, and then I realized there are no words to Metallica Orion, and
No
now
words
I
at all.
just gotta sit down and listen to it.
Yep.
Here we go. 9 minutes long. It took 2 minutes and 10 seconds to really kind of get into it, right?
Okay.
And then to really kind of like get into it, it was 2 minutes 10 seconds. And then I just wrote down like specific times here. Then at 3 minutes and 33 seconds, it was a guitar solo that got me, right? And I'm like, all right, I can fuck with this. And then at 4 minutes, the shit ended. They ended. I thought some major shit was about to go down, and then the song stops. And they start playing a different song, just different song. So it's like, here's the length of a song. Now we're gonna stop it, and now we're just gonna play a different song. But let's just keep the songs together. And then I started listening to this, and this new beat was not as intense as the previous beat. And I'm listening to it, and at 6 minutes, I'm like, you know, I like this pussy shit a lot better than that riffraff from before, is what I said. And I felt myself feeling it. And then at 7 minutes, a different song. They started playing a different song.
Yep, all instrumental.
And it's all instrumental. So now it's like 3 different songs, and they kind of brought it back to the front of the song. Okay. And then from there it just kind of fizzles out. Okay. Right. So that's the basic song, which I'm not gonna lie, man. I listened to it a couple times. I did not like the sudden stop and go of that first transition. And I said to myself, I do like this fucking song. You're right. I was digging it. I was into it. And I'm like, you know what? I want to hear a longer version of that song because I want to see. Because I think within that 8 minutes wasn't enough time to transition into one thing, you know, and I'm used to listening to long songs. You know, I sent you an 11-minute song that you fucking hated. And so I found a longer version of that song. I found a live version of that song, and I enjoyed that a lot better than the studio version. I think it was one from Munich or something, but I enjoyed
the version of Orion. Wow.
I found a live version of Orion, and it was good. It was maybe 12 minutes long, and it was a lot better, and I enjoyed the live version a lot more. And I give this song a fucking 7, 8. I'll listen to this. I'll fuck with Orion. A
7 or 8 out of 5.
7 or 8 out of 5. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. I think you know what? I'm also very high right now, and I'm still kind of buzzing off your breakdown of the Lizards. A 7 or 8 would be like it. I listen to it on my own. I wouldn't do that. But if we were together, I have no problem listening to Orion.
See, the thing about
I think I'll break it down like that. But I really enjoyed the shit out of this.
Every week when we talk about the bands you like versus the bands that I like, in the back of my mind, I keep thinking someday I gotta send you Orion because it's the closest thing to just jam band shit of all the music I listen to. It's the only thing I've ever. And I remember as a kid going like, "Am I really high, or are there no lyrics to the song?" Like, I remember that first time, first couple times going to the album and realizing there's moments that I could swear I'm not hearing any singing at all, and that's that song Orion. It's just an instrumental piece. By the way, I got to ask you, when you listen to the live version and it's in Europe, is the crowd humming along?
I don't know. I just put it on in the background.
Because in Europe, there's this weird thing that happens in Europe, maybe in South America too, where the hard rock audiences will hum along to well-known melodies. And so like Orion, I don't know what part of it.
I think that's a hard one to hum to because it's because there's a lot going on, and it was I liked it a lot.
I knew that about fans in Europe, and then my buddy Chris and I went to go see Metallica a couple of times over there. We saw them in Norway, and then we saw them at a big festival in England. And at both those shows, in the middle of Master Puppets, the crowd hums along to the well-known guitar solo and goes, and they actually hum along to the whole thing. It's crazy.
I hate that.
Yeah. You would, but I don't know. But if you're really into the song, like, I wonder if they do that with your favorite bands. That's something I'll have to look into. But man, that's amazing. So you gave my song a 7, and I shit all over your song, and then I still gave it a 1 because I love you and I feel bad, and I know that it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm tired. But we did the best that we could. Brian, what?
Hey, this episode was a huge whopping success as far as I'm concerned.
So you irritated the shit out of me, and I didn't irritate you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I enjoyed the song you sent me, and you hated what I sent you, and man.
Where do people find you, Brian? They go to IllinoisCockburn.com.
Right? Yeah, go to IllinoisCockburn.com where you'll find Wicked Funny podcasts and links to my shit.
Illinois Cockburn, just like it sounds, .com.
Yep.
You can
That's
find
right.
me at getgas.com, getgas with 2 S's.com. Brian and I are coming to Minnesota in September, and then we're coming to Hawaii sometime in February, and the dates will be...
By the time people get this, it'll be last September.
It'll be last September, yep. All right, Brian.
We had a great time.
Your music sucks, Brian. I'll see you
Your
later.
music sucks. Goodbye.
I'll see you in the next episode with the same clothes on.